Alright, yeah, I'm not going to start being fiddly with the camera, but due to the fact that I now have a mobile phone, and I've been wanting to do it for a while anyways, actually Mandarin Mike mentioned it when he was like, oh, you got a mobile phone now, maybe you'll get the gaming gantry out again. And yeah, I'd really like to do that. Anyway, so here we go. This is my second go around, essentially, of the SPI game World War One, 1914, 1918. I'm going to be hopefully running this at Can Games in about 40 days or so. This is the free setup, they call it. Hold on, I think that's what it's called. Free deployment setup, and then there's also the historical setup. The first time I ran it, the historical setup, but I didn't do the actual proper turn sequence in the phases. I think the well, for the historical setup, I think the Central Powers moves first, I do believe, and then away they go. I'll check that on that. I know for a fact, though, it is certainly not the Allies that get to go first. That's the way I was playing it. Anyways, so this is the free deployment setup that I've done, and this time, for sure, the Allies do get to go first, and I'll let you know what I've been up to. A few other things I'll let people know is that I did put in some like little sticky dots to kind of help, because it's not, remember, I don't actually own the actual game. I don't have a true copy. You know, all these images I got from BGG. I went to the SPI download resource site and got the rules from there, that type of thing. Made my own counters when I realized essentially the counters, like, everybody's got the same movement value, and essentially all you really need, that I needed to pop on the counters, was the offensive capabilities, which is their left hand, their attack strength, which is on the left hand bottom left, and the defense value on the bottom right, and then their nationality, essentially armies and all that stuff doesn't matter. So that was that, and away I went. And I popped these dots in to help me out. And you know, here's the resource centers, and just to remind people about victory conditions. And this is going to be the nice thing for me, anyways, is that this is for the second go around. And hopefully, I'm doing a bit more strategic. I actually really like my Allied way of going about things. We'll see if it works. I think it will, and I'll explain why. Alright, so essentially the victory points is you get 5 points per resource center that you know, your side controls at the end of the game. I'm not going to get into all the little whatevers. The kicker that I forgot the last time, and I thought, oh wow, the Central Powers narrowly won, or won fairly well, or whatever, but then it ended up actually the Allies narrowly won, due to the fact that I forgot about. Mandarin Mike mentioned it as well, and then Don Johnson also mentioned it on the BGG forum, was that Rule 15.4, automatic Allied blockade award. In both games, is a simulation of the British naval blockade of Germany. The Allies are awarded 75 victory points. Now here's the kicker. The reason why I'm saying that is because the way I'm looking at it for the Allies is they've already got 75 victory points in the bank. That's why I'm looking at it. And for what I've been reading and, you know, finding out from other people that have played this game, essentially as the Central Powers, what they try to do is everybody realizes that the Western Front is going to be a slog, and they tend to not focus their attention on that. It seems like, I know I'm going to go back, but the Allies, sometimes for the Allies, they try to open up either a gateway to help out the Russians here, or try to help out the Serbians, kind of thing that way. And for the Central Powers is to try to knock out Russia as quickly as possible and get a lot of victory points that way. That being said, here we go with the Allies and what I'm going to do, because the beautiful thing is for the free deployment is Belgium hasn't been invaded yet by the Germans. And they're not going to be invaded by the Germans because the Allies are going to invade them, and that's just the way it goes. You can see why. And all the neutrals are put in their original positions regardless which setup it is, and away we go. Once I violate Belgian neutrality, they will become part of the Central Powers side, and I'm not worried about that. They've only got one CRP, and the way I'm going to do it, I'm going to go in with a triple attack with the French, and hopefully I'm going to knock them out. From what I remember, I don't think the Belgians are going to be allowed to retreat into an enemy zone of control. I'm going to have several. I'll have, once I move in here and here, so they won't be able to go anywhere, and I'll hopefully starve them out before the Germans can do anything, because Chutes and Ladders, actually, no, I still will be able to nail them first. Even the fact that after the Central Powers react to the invasion of Belgium, and they get to attack first, I can't really see how they're going to be able to get me to stop me from taking these 2 resource points, which is well, I think it's going to be. We'll see if they can. I think I can get this one as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Is due to the fact that let's see here. Yeah, we'll see how it works. We'll see how this all plays out. But I think I'm going to be in great shape. So I'm going to get 5 points there, 5 points there, right back if I can get them, because I'm going to do a second invasion. I'm going to go way the heck down here. I think you can see it. I'm going to use the British Expeditionary Force, and they're going to invade Greece right off the bat. And that's it. I would love to see what the newspapers would be saying about this type of stuff. Imagine what the United States would be doing right now. Oh my gosh. They'd be going crazy, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. Even like I said, I just think I'm in good shape. The reason being is I'm now causing the Germans, they can't, as far as I'm concerned, they cannot focus so much attention on the Russians anymore, because I'm doing all kinds of crazy nonsense in Belgium. I'm really happy about that. As well as I'm already going to start helping out the Serbians via attacking Greece, which is great. I'm giving the Central Powers 10 points, but I'm confident, massively confident, and I'd like to see how the Central Powers are going to be able to react to this. If they don't react to me attacking Belgium, I'm going to start getting towards their lines of supply and all these beautiful resource centers. So they have to do something about that. I think I'm in great shape. I just have to take a look at the turn sequence and the reinforcements and all that stuff, and the CRP allocation and whatever. So here we go. I'm going to make the movement for the Allied players, and that's it. So here we go. We're going to invade Belgium. So I'll give them 5 points. I don't really care. And I'm allowed to move into here as well. Like I said, in a little while we're going to do a triple attack. And the way it was, as far as I know, with the sea movement, it works as long as it's a clear, within other restrictions. Start off in a clear coastal hex. I'm able to go, and you can see these, maybe perhaps later on we'll get into some magnifications or whatever, some darker areas where I'm not allowed to land. The neat thing is, when I get to land, I'm able to actually land in uncontested enemy zones and control up to a limit. I'm not allowed to go like east of here or whatever, and these types of things, but I'm allowed to do all kinds of neat things. I can actually land right here. Way down here, I don't know if you can see it, maybe just barely. There's some interesting things I could do. I'm not going to invade Turkey. It was a consideration. But the nice thing is, if I'm going to go towards Salonika here, so away we go. Boink, and they just stop here. But the beautiful thing is, I've just given the Central Powers another 5 points. I'm not worried. The Greeks, since it's the Allies that invaded, and I thought it was a good idea for me to, the lone wolf right now, is to give them the best defensive strength capabilities I can. Plus I'll be going into some rough terrain, so that should be nice as well. No, I'll have 7. That'll be really nice. The Greeks are removed from play, and they don't return. Ever. That's it. And away we go. I think this is going to be nice. I can't wait to, like I said, set up the gaming gantry over this thing and get some much better viewpoints for whatnot. But yeah, this is going to be neat to see how the Central Powers react to this. Double invasion, turn 1. Cool. All right. Hope you're having fun. See ya.